Yeah, hello everyone. Felipe here again here with Daniel, working on some other gi attacks here from side control. Let's start already everyone. Nice to see you. Moving the head sideways. Up and down. Circling the head, people. Both sides. On. The other arm. Hips. Both sides, everyone. Okay. And drop to the floor and bridging 10 times inside. And hip escaping 10 times inside, people. Going to turtle position 10 times inside as well. And switching the base, keeping the weight on the elbow. Also 10 times inside everyone, as we've been doing. And rolling back and forth over the shoulder. Landing on the knees. Landing on the hip. Or landing on the hip. Switching the shoulder. You can try all three. You can pick one, whatever you want. 5 times inside of one, and we're gonna go towards the partner drills. Let's go, people. Okay, everyone. So just repeating the exercise that we've been doing lately, in which Daniel tries to escape by getting the underhook. I'm gonna step behind the head, drop the knee and the elbow, knee behind the back, elbow in front of the belly. I'm gonna long step to keep my weight, turn back to the side control so I can maintain my position. Again, I got the underhook, but from here, kind of over, so I need to use my mobility to keep my position. So I step behind the back, elbow and knee on the floor, I back step, and I'm back into the other side. Okay, so here everyone, doesn't matter how stronger you are than your partner, doesn't matter if your partner gets the underhook, holding is not gonna stop your partner. So here, using the mobility, one side, she comes back, the other side. So in this case, we've explained this with more details before, so if you're not yet comfortable, check out the previous videos, focus on the steps. But people, very important to add mobility to improve your control. Control is not basically holding or being strong, it's about knowing how to do the proper transition so you keep your tightness during the entire time. Okay, let's move to the position. 3 minutes, one of you on top, the other one on the bottom, then you guys switch, okay? Let's go to the position, people. All right, everyone, so we're going to have the same control that we had yesterday. We're just going to attack something else, all right? So I'm gonna be here with Daniel. I'm gonna keep the weight on her head, and I'm gonna use the other hand that I have free to control her lapel, okay? She's keeping her arm tight here so we don't attack. Situations that you guys are going to see happening quite often. So I'm going to remove the lapel from the belt. I'm going to get the control. I'm going to go over the arm and feed the lapel towards the other hand. And here, everyone, hold as tight as you can so your partner cannot move the arm. From here, I'm going to have this chicken wing scenario going on. Then you cannot move, and I'm going to have a good situation to attack. So here, what I want to do, people, is keep her arm trapped to go to a triangle, okay? So what I'm going to do right here, people, I'm gonna, as I have this control, I'm gonna turn my hip, just like we were doing with the first transition we were doing, and I'm gonna be facing the hip, and from here, I'm gonna throw this leg that is up, I'm gonna go all the way here, okay? But as I bring the leg, people, pay attention that I'm also pulling her head up. So as I bring my leg around, I bring her head up so I can bring my knee behind the back of the head, Now I can let go of the collar, and I'm gonna have this scenario right here. Okay? Since now I have one arm in and the other arm out, I'm gonna have a triangle scenario. So from here, I'm gonna keep myself heavy, I'm gonna cross her arm to the other side, and I'm gonna grab my shin, okay? As I wanna get the triangle, people, I wanna start turning my body towards her hand. I'm gonna drop on my elbow so I have enough space to close the triangle, squeeze the knees together, and I have the submission. All good? Okay, everyone, so this is a technique that I'm going to advise people from intermediate and up to try. If you guys are starting now, I recommend you guys to stick to the position that we saw yesterday, or more basic. All right, you can also try, but it's just a recommendation, so you guys focus on that, learn that, and then we can progress to this. Okay? One more time. So I'm here with Danya. I'm gonna keep the control on her head, using the hand that I have free to remove her lapel. I'm gonna bring the lapel over the arm and feed to the other hand. Very important that I keep this control here tight. Okay, everyone? I wanna have her arm trapped, and so I can go for the triangle. So in here, people, I'm gonna switch my base. This leg that I have, I'm gonna throw around behind her head. And it's very important, people, I'm gonna do this transition slowly so you guys can see. So as I bring the leg around, I wanna lift the head so I can fit my leg behind her head, okay? If I'm doing this in one motion, at the same time that I bring my leg around, I'm pulling her head up, so it's going to be kind of like this. Here, okay? Now that I have my leg behind the head, I'm gonna let go of the collar and just stay heavy here. So one arm in and the other arm out, so I can get the triangle. I'm gonna cross her arm in front of her neck and keep my weight on the arm so she cannot retrieve this arm. Okay? From here, I'm gonna grab my shin that's behind her head, and I'm gonna turn my entire body towards her hand right here. Okay, I'm gonna stay 90 degrees here to that. I'm gonna stay on my elbow so I have enough space to bring my knee over the shin, squeeze the knees together, and I get the choke. If Danya is blocking, I can bring the leg over and finish with an armbar, works as well, okay? And you can get the triangle. If you're having trouble with the transition, you guys can do this step by step as well. You lose a bit of the surprise effect, but you can also do it. So again, sorry Danya. What I mean by this is, I'm here with Danya, I trap her arm, feed the hand. So I'm gonna have the control. I can hop over, pull the head, and then bring the leg behind the head. Works the same way, okay? Just you lose a bit of the surprise effect, but you can also get the submission, crossing the arm, grabbing the shin, turning the body, knee over the shin, okay, squeeze, and you get the choke, or controlling the hand, leg over the head, and you go for the armbar. Okay? Up to you. You guys can first try step by step, so you get used to the motion. As you guys get more comfortable, you can throw the leg at once and get the submission. Okay? Hope you guys enjoy. You guys can always switch, no time limit for this one. Up to you. Okay? Okay, everyone, starting from side control. All right, as we've been doing every time, just this specific training here where one of you on top, trying to get a submission, but most importantly, not losing your position. Doing the transitions you want to do. If you want to go here for a mount, work from the mount, that's also fine. If you want to work from the knee on bed, also fine. Since we're working a lot from side control, I'm going to encourage you guys to get the submission from here and try to work here. If you guys are able, got the submission, good for me. If on the other hand, my opponent is just trying to escape. So for example, Danya got an underhook, she's here on my back. If this happens, good for her. Okay. If during my motion I try to do something and Danya push me here, boom, hands up on top, good for her as well. We go back and we keep work. Just make sure everyone, most importantly, if you're on top, stay on top, keep your control, okay? Don't let your opponent get guard, don't let your opponent come up. Try to work the submissions we've been working with. And want to be on top for 3 minutes, then you switch, and then you can add some regular rolls to it. Just be careful everyone, have fun. See you guys soon, bye-bye. Okay, well, I want to take this time just to answer a question that I had from Maria on one of the live streams that we had. And she said that she's a smaller person and she has trouble keeping someone heavier on the bottom. She's saying that a lot of the time she's on top and her partner manages to flip her over like this, and she was asking how to prevent that from happening. So what is important for us to understand, everyone, is that for you guys to have a good control on the side, you have to, the idea is to make sure that your opponent stay flat with the shoulder. Okay, I am only able to turn my opponent if I can turn my shoulder. For example, if Dania is on my left and I want to turn Dania to my right, I have to be able to do this motion here, to go over my shoulder. So in order to stop that from happening, one of the first thing that Dania has to make sure is that she is here as high as possible on the control, because now, since she has this cross face right here, she is making sure that my shoulder is flat and I can no longer move my shoulder from one side to the other side, which blocks this possibility, okay? Furthermore, there is some stuff that is important for us to understand right here, okay? It is important for you guys to keep a balance here. So let's move into this direction. Okay, so what Dania is trying to find is a situation where her hip is close to her foot, because if her head crosses my arm's line, for example, that means that her hip is too high and her weight is here, and I just have to turn her to the side. So normally, as reference, I use my partner's shoulder. So normally my head is above my partner's shoulder. So I am making sure that in this case here, Dania's head is in my shoulder line, and as long as she's here, her hip is heavy, and I can no longer turn, therefore I cannot bring her to the other side. And another detail that's important, because it is very important to have a strong cross face, and for you guys to have a good cross face, one scenario that is important is for you guys to keep your toes active on the floor, okay? So as long as your toes are really active on the floor, this pressure is really uncomfortable, which makes it a lot harder for your opponent to move as well. If by any chance you guys see that you're losing the balance, let's say that Dania is trying to attack and during the motion she lost her pressure. If this starts happening, people, exactly, post your hands on the floor so you don't fall. Okay, let go of any submission. Let's say that Dania had a Americana right here. Okay, go for the Americana, and I start pushing her here. From here, people, the most important thing is to keep the control. So let go of the Americana, bring the hip back, establish the position, and reset, okay? Because the most important thing here, again, guys, is staying here. The submission, if you lose the submission, but you keep the control, you just reset, restart, you're gonna have plenty of opportunities to attack, okay? And last but not least, one grip that I wanna talk about that helps, this I learned from Muhammad Ali, which was terrible, is a situation that you guys, when you have the cross face, try to reach all the way towards the armpit. As you have this grip on the armpit, you guys are gonna pull the head to the hip and push forward with the shoulder on the face. This is terrible, guys. Even Dania being lighter than I am, this feels horrible, and this is gonna stop any motion from your partner, okay? So those tips are very important. Make sure, guys, stay as high as possible. Try to find a balance and keep your hips close to your feet. And if you're about to lose a position because of a submission, give up the submission. Make sure you keep your position, reset, and then you can start the submission attacks again. And if you guys can have this grip, it's even better. Okay? Hope you guys have enjoyed. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.